सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। जन्तूनां नरजन्मदुर्लभमतः पुंस्त्वं ततो विप्रता तस्माद्वैदिकधर्ममार्गपरता विद्वत्त्वमस्मात् परम्। आत्मानात्मविवेचनं स्वनुभवो ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थितिः मुक्तिर्नो शतजन्मकोटिसुकृतैः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते। So we chanted the second verse also, which gives the entire path of spiritual life and also gives the contents of Vivekachoodamani, the text. So we saw so far jantunam narajanma durlabham atah pumstvam tato viprata tasmat vaidika dharma marga parata. These four steps of human birth being rare, pumstvam manly qualities, human qualities. Second, viprata, the good qualities of a seeker. We saw sadhana chatushtaya and all these topics in that. Vaidika dharma marga parata, the pravritti marga and nivritti marga concept of that also we saw, right? So these four steps we have seen from verses 3 to 67. Vidvatvam asmat param, fifth step or the fifth topic is vidvatvam, deals with the knowledge, shravana, the knowledge that one gains, the knowledge of the scriptures that one gains from the Guru, vidvatvam. Followed by atma anatma vivechanam, the knowledge that is heard in shravana is now reflected upon in manana. So these two steps of shravana and manana have been extensively covered in verses 68 to 240, where the 7 questions of the student are answered. Ko nama bandha, what is bondage? Katham esha agata, how that bondage has come. Katham pratisthāsya, how it is sustaining. Katham vimoksha, how to get liberated from that. Kaha asau anatma, what is not self? 3 shariras were discussed. Paramah ka atma, what is the supreme self? And 7th question, tayoho vivekaha katham, how to distinguish between the self and the not self. which was the latest topic that we completed. Verses 144 to 240, these verses, 96 verses, covered the topic of tayorvivekaha katham, where first the viveka between self and not self in the form of pañcakośam was done, tatvampada vichara, till verses 226. And then we did tatpada vichara, the discrimination or differentiation between Brahman and world. Remember, tatpada vichara also we have seen, where the main topic was what? What is the nature of Brahman and how such Brahman alone is there. World is not there. If you see the world, it is only because of delusion. It is only imagined on that Brahman who is the substratum. This also concept we have seen. Now, we have to move towards the next step. Swanubhavaha, sushtu anubhava. Su anubhava. Anubhava means experience. Su here means direct, clear experience. Means what? We hear, we think, but we need to feel. Remember the story we had seen long back? One person suddenly started to think that he is a rat and went through the psychiatric treatment, understood logically from the doctor that I am not a rat, I am a human being, I am a man. Did reflection also see the rat has tail, I don't have tail. My face doesn't look like the face of the rat. My face looks like the face of doctor, so I am a man, I am not a rat. Heard, intellectually understood, but he is not feeling. And therefore, when he sees the cat, he has a doubt. What? Whether the cat knows that I am not a rat or the cat doesn't know. So, after listening, after thinking, we need to feel it. Then only that intellectual understanding will become our experience. Are you getting? So, for that, the method that is prescribed by the scriptures is called as nididhyasana, practice of meditation, where now the conclusive thought that we have got in Shravana and Manana is maintained. But this practice of meditation will work only when there is clarity of knowledge. If Manana reflection is not complete, then we cannot meditate. What will we meditate upon? If Shravana is not done, we won't even know what to meditate upon. Even if we start meditation, so many doubts will come, isn't it? The Upanishad is saying, Tattvamasi, aham brahmasmi, I am Brahman. How can I be Brahman? I don't even know what is Brahman. I am small, Brahman is so big. How can I be Brahman? Now, if such doubts are coming, then meditation will not happen. So, before actually starting the practice of meditation, the doubts have to be cleared. Conviction, conclusion has to come in our thought regarding the central message of the Upanishads. That is what is done now in next 9 verses. This section is called as Mahavakya Vichara, inquiry into the Mahavakya. Now, Mahavakya etc., what is Mahavakya etc., we have seen earlier, right? And Mahavakya is basically what? It is a identity revealing statement. Identity between the individual and the total is revealed through Mahavakya, right? There are many Mahavakyas. In each Upanishad there will be one or even more Mahavakyas, right? But 4 are considered well known from each Veda. So, Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, and I am Atma Brahma. These are the 4 from 4 Vedas. Okay, I am not going to go into detail of what is Mahavakya, which Mahavakya comes in which Upanishad, which Veda, etc. That is not required at this moment. We, for discussion, are taking this Mahavakya from Chandogya Upanishad, Samaveda, Tattvamasi. We have been discussing about Tattvamasi, where Tat refers to that totality, Tvam refers to individuality, Asi is the identity component. Now, when it is said Tattvamasi, you are that, automatically some doubts will come. Why? Because grammatically also, grammatically the sentence is fine, but syntactically, let me put it like that. Syntax is there, no, for each sentence. There has to be a proper syntax. And syntactically, this Tattvamasi doesn't make much sense. Why? Because Tat refers to third person. Tvam refers to second person. How can third person be second person? You are already calling it as third person, isn't it? One who is not here. And then you are saying that Tattvamasi is first person. What is happening? A lot of confusion is there. So when we take Tattvamasi as Mahavakya, we have so many doubts. We have thought about Tatpada separately. We have thought about Tvampada separately. Now that Tattvamasi together, we have to think about. That is called as Mahavakya Vichara. That is what is done now. Let us see what are they saying. Okay, verse number 241. Let us read. tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ brahmātmanoḥ środhitayoryadīttham śrutyā tayostattvamasīti samyag ekatvameva pratipādyate muhuḥ. tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ brahmātmanoḥ środhitayoryadīttham śrutyā tayostattvamasīti samyag ekatvameva pratipādyate muhuḥ. What is he saying? Tat tvam padabhyam. Tattvam padabhyam. By the words, pada word, term, by the words tat and tvam, that and you, by these two words, abhidhīyamānayoḥ, of those which are denoted. Abhidha. Abhidha means name. Literal meaning. So, for that which are indicated by the two words tat and tvam, that and you, what are they? Brahmātmanoḥ, of Brahman and Atman respectively. So, what is indicated by the word tat? Brahman. What is indicated by the word tvam? Atman. Tattvaṃpadābhyāṃ abhidhīyamānayoḥ brahmātmanoḥ yat ittham środhitayoḥ, which are yat ittham, in this way, środhitayoḥ, purified, which are purified. What is happening? See, the statement is Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi. Three components. Now, these three components, Tattvamasi, are separately analyzed first. Tatpada we have separately analyzed and purified. Purified means what? Tat refers to the Lord, who is associated with the world. Correct? But we said, you see, that world is not world. World is Brahman. So you give up that which is changing and keep that which is constant. So we removed world and we kept Brahman. Correct? That is what we have done. This is called purifying Tatpada. Now same way we have purified Tvam-pada also. Tvam is individual. What is my understanding of myself at the moment? I am this body, mind, intellect, composite of it. Now what happened? Purification happened. Purification of this. How did purification happen? Whatever was not me was removed. Annamaya kosha removed. Pranamaya kosha removed. Manomaya kosha removed. Vijnanamaya kosha removed. Anandamaya kosha removed. Then what remained? Atman. So Tatpada and Tvam-pada we have separately purified, and we have understood their essential nature to be Brahman and Atman respectively. Correct? Correct? Of these two, Brahman and Atman, what is said here? Ekatvam pratipādyate. Actually, in this whole big verse, no? tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ, brahmātmanoḥ, środhitayoryadīttham, śrutyā tattvamasīti samyag, ekatvameva pratipādyate muhuḥ. The main sentence is brahmātmanoḥ ekatvam śrutyā pratipādyate. See if you can recognize where are the words. Brahmātmanoḥ ekatvam, oneness of Brahman and Atman, śrutyā, by the scripture, pratipādyate, is declared, is confirmed, is expounded. Okay. Now that brahmātmanoḥ of Brahman and Atman, this word is qualified. This word is further explained by remaining words of the first line. tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ brahmātmanoḥ, nigadyate'nyonyaviruddhadharmiṇoḥ środhitayoḥ brahmātmanoḥ. So those words are connected to brahmātmanoḥ. What is the point of Brahman and Atman? Ekatvam, oneness, śrutyā pratipādyate, is explained by the scripture. Śrutyā, tayoḥ, you see tayoḥ again, tayoḥ connects to brahmātmanoḥ. Of these two, tattvamasīti samyag pratipādyate. Now you see now what is happening. Śrutyā pratipādyate was said, is explained by the scripture. Where, how? Tattvam iti. By the statement of the Upanishad, tattvam asi. Samyag pratipādyate is well explained. Not only well explained, ekatvameva pratipādyate. You see now one word is adding on to that meaning. Ekatvameva pratipādyate. Oneness alone is explained. Nothing else is the main point. Add one more aspect. Muhuḥ pratipādyate. Again and again it is explained. Let us understand the little story regarding the Tattvamasi. Okay. This is from Chandogya Upanishad chapter 6. So the story goes like this. There is a son. His name is Shvetaketu. And his father's name is Uddalaka, Rishi Uddalaka. And this Shvetaketu, his father is well-learned scholar. He himself has Gurukul. And Shvetaketu has become 12-year-old. He has not gone for any school, any Gurukul, college, etc. Nothing. Very lazy fellow, gets up late, does time pass, full day time wasting. So one day, father comes and asks him, he says, in our entire lineage, nobody has remained uneducated except you. Shvetaketu feels little insulted. So he says, I am going. I am going for what? To study. So he goes for study. After 12 years he comes back. So 12 years of study he completes. Somehow, otherwise he would have remained at home only. If the father only gave little bit nudging, therefore he went. 12 years he studies, he comes back. And he comes back very arrogant. Now I know everything, I have studied. So father, looking at his attitude, understands that knowledge has not actually happened. Why? Because vidya dadati vinayam. Knowledge makes a person humble. If humility has not come, means knowledge has not happened. So the father asks this boy, "Hey Soumya, oh dear, did you ask your teacher about that, knowing which everything is known?" Huh? What? Did you ask your teacher about something knowing which everything in the world is known? Then the Vivekachoodamani, the son says, "No, such topic was not discussed. I think it was not part of our syllabus." Maybe the teacher himself doesn't know that. That's why he didn't teach me. The father says the teacher knows it very well, but this is a knowledge which should be given when somebody asks for it. Therefore, I asked you a question. Did you ask your teacher about that knowing which everything is known? Did you ask? Then he says, "No, I did not ask." Now, oh my dear father, you please tell me. Why? Because now you have started the topic. So, since you have started the topic, it means that you know about that knowing which everything is known. Now, you please tell me, what is that knowing which everything is known? So, the Rishi becomes the teacher now, and his son Vivekachoodamani becomes the student. And to this student son, this Rishi gives the ultimate knowledge, knowing which everything is known, the self-knowledge. And that self-knowledge is given through this Mahavakya, tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ. And very, very, very interestingly, this tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ comes 9 times in the same Upanishad. So he uses one methodology and says, tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ Vivekachoodamani. Tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ Vivekachoodamani. Oh Vivekachoodamani, tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ. So he explains in one way and says that tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ, you are that. Then another method he uses, trivrit karana, etc. He explains and then says that you are. Then vācyayoḥ vikaro nama deyam mrittika ityeva satyam. So taking that as example, he explains everything, and that cause of the world, tvamasi Vivekachoodamani, you are that. Ekena lohitena, another methodology he uses, how the same iron is there in nail cutter also and in hammer also. How that iron pervades everything, Brahman pervades everything, and that Brahman you are, Vivekachoodamani. So like this 9 times he repeats the Upadesha Tattvamasi to his dear son. So that's why it is said, see now you see all the words are suddenly making sense, you see. tattvaṃpadābhyāmabhidhīyamānayoḥ, of those which are indicated by tat and tvam, by the words tat and tvam. What are they? Brahmātmanoḥ, of Brahman and Atman. Yadittham środhitayoryadīttham, which are in this way purified. We have seen the analysis. Tayoh, of both of them, ekatvameva śrutyā tattvamasi samyag pratipādyate. Their oneness alone is expounded by the scripture, by the statement tattvamasi. How? Samyag pratipādyate, well explained. Muhuḥ pratipādyate, again and again explained. And therefore what? the essential teaching of the entire scripture, of the Veda, of the Upanishad, of the Vedanta is what? Tattvamasi. The oneness between Brahman and Atman. Now, when it is said that this is the main teaching, the problem with us is not that we don't agree to that. We say, okay, if Shruti is telling, if Vedas are telling, if Upanishad is telling, it must be true, but how? Tattvam. These are two different things. How can they be one? The words themselves are pointing towards something which are different. Not only different, they are opposite. Then how to understand oneness between them? Right? Brahma Sutra Bhashya also, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's commentary on the Brahma Sutra starts with this. Yushmadasmat pratyaya gocharayoho vishaya vishayinoho tamah prakashavat viruddha svabhavayoho. He says this Yushmad and Asmad, you and I, pratyaya gocharayo, that and me. Vishaya vishayinoho, one is the object, another is the subject. Tamah prakashavat viruddha svabhavayoho. They have absolute opposite nature as light and darkness. Itaretara bhavanapavattau siddhayam, etc., etc. It goes. The point is what? This tat and tvam. Tat means Ishvara, Lord. Tvam means jiva, individual. How can Ishvara and jiva be same? Vedji, let us be reasonable. Why? They are not same. Not only they are not same and they are different, they are opposite. How? Next verse, let us read. Verse number 242. Aikyaṃ tayorlakṣitayorna vācyayoḥ. Nigadyate'nyonyaviruddhadharmiṇoḥ. khadyotabhānvoriva rājabhṛtyayoḥ. kūpāmburāśyoḥ paramāṇumervoḥ. aikyaṃ tayorlakṣitayorna vācyayoḥ. nigadyate'nyonyaviruddhadharmiṇoḥ. khadyotabhānvoriva rājabhṛtyayoḥ. kūpāmburāśyoḥ paramāṇumervoḥ. What does he say? He says, tayoho aikyaṃ, their oneness, lakṣitayoho, is with the lakṣita, implied meaning, na vācyayoho, and not with the literal meaning. Vācya means literal, lakṣita means implied, indicated. So the oneness between those two, tat and tvam, Ishvara and Jiva, is by implication, not literal. Why? Because literally, what is that? Nigadyate. Nigadyate means is indicated. Their oneness is indicated by implication, not literally. Why? Anyonya-viruddhadharmiṇoḥ. Because they are having anyonya, mutual, viruddha, opposite, dharma, properties. They are having between them mutually opposite properties. Those things which have mutually opposite properties, their literal oneness is not possible. And therefore, what is meant is the implied oneness. not literal oneness. See if you can understand. Tat refers to Ishvara. Tvam refers to Jiva. Ishvara is Sarvajna, all-knower. Sarvashaktiman, all-powerful. Sarvavyapi, all-pervasive. Correct or no? That is the nature of Ishvara. Whereas, what is my state? Am I Sarvajna? Vivekachoodamani itself I don't know, Swamiji. What about Sarvajna? So, I am Alpajna. I know little bit. Do I have all the power in the world? So, I am Alpa Shakti. Do I pervade everything? No, I only pervade this body. Alpa Vyapi. So, Ishvara is Sarvajna, Sarvashakti, Sarvavyapi. Jiva is Alpajna, Alpashakti, Alpavyapi. Which means what? Jiva and Ishvara have opposite properties. Now those two which have opposite properties, how can they be same? He gives example. 4 examples Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives. Khadyotabhānvoriva iva. First example. Like khadyota. Khadyota is glowworm. Glowworm, that insect which emanates light. Glowworm. Bhanu means sun. Sun also gives light. Khadyota also gives light. Okay. But just because they give light, can you say Khadyota and Bhanu are same? The glowworm and sun are same? No. Why? Khadyota is so small, gives little bit of light. Sun is so big, gives so much of light. So, in giving light, they both give light, but they cannot be considered as one. Rājabhṛtyayoḥ. Raja, king. Bhṛtya, servant. Both are human beings. But do they have same power? No. King says, cut his head. His head has to be cut. Servant says, cut his head. Nobody listens. Isn't it? Both are human beings, but both their powers are not same. So you cannot say king and servant are one. Kūpāmburāśyoḥ. Kūpa means well. Amburashi means ocean. Ambu means water. So Amburashi means huge collection of water. That is ocean. Now remember, well also has water. Ocean also has water. But just because they both have water, can we say they both are one? No. Quantitatively, there is such a big, vast difference. Well is so small, ocean is so big. Isn't it? Well, you can jump into and go around the well 2-3 times. Can you do that with ocean? Let me just go around the ocean and come. No. Paramāṇumervoḥ. Paramāṇu means atom. Meru is that mountain which is at the center of the earth. Now again, both are things, but Paramāṇu atom is so small, Meru Parvata is so big. In the same way, Jiva is so small, Ishvara is everything. How can there be oneness? Now what is happening? Now there is a conflict. What is the conflict? Upanishad is telling that there is oneness between individual and total. But when we analyze, we don't see any kind of oneness. Now, when the vācyayoḥ literal meaning doesn't make sense, carefully listen. When the vācyayoḥ literal meaning doesn't make sense, but the statement is coming from a very authoritative source, then we have to go for lakshartha, implied meaning. Again I will tell. When the vācyartha, literal meaning, direct meaning doesn't make sense, but the statement is coming from an authoritative source, then we have to go for lakshartha, implied meaning. One story. This is from Mahabharata. Okay. We all have heard about Mahabharata story, etc. I am not going to tell the entire story of Mahabharata. In that one small story I am going to tell. Where is this story coming? Both Kauravas and Pandavas are children. And this is the story when the Kauravas are planning to kill the Pandavas in Lakshagraha. Remember the story? The wax palace. So the plan is that they have sent Pandavas along with, Pandavas are 5 brothers, along with their mother Kunti. They have told that you please go, this one festival is there in one city or village. As representatives of the king, you please go there and attend that function. And these 5 brothers and their mother, where they are going to stay, Duryodhana and all the Kauravas have built that house with wax. Moam. And then the plan is that when they are staying, they will burn the house. The house will catch fire immediately because it is made up of wax, and all the 5 brothers and their mother will die inside. So no problem to their throne, to their kingship. That is the plan. Okay. Now Pandavas don't know about this plan. So they are leaving Hastinapura, the capital, and going there. Now as they are going, Vidura is their uncle. So Pandavas are son of Pandu. Kauravas are son of Dhritarashtra. And both Pandu and Dhritarashtra have got one more brother, his name is Vidura. And he is supposed to be very, very intelligent and very righteous person. So he, through the his spies, comes to know about this plan of Duryodhana. But he can't say anything openly because that will be treason. That will be going against the king. So as these Pandavas and Kunti, all of them are leaving and everybody is saying bye. And generally when somebody is going for tour or something, we give final some instructions, etc. Please take care of yourself, take care of your mother. They tell to mother also, take care of your children. Don't take your hand outside the window. Don't drink water from anywhere. Such it's called as parting message. I am going to miss you. Please miss me also. Such messages people keep giving. So these all people, Bhishma and Drona and Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, all of them are talking and giving this message. Now Vidura also comes forward to give this parting message to these Pandavas. And what parting message he gives? He says, "O Yudhishthir, when the forest catches fire, the rats don't die because they are underground." What? When the forest catches fire, the rats don't die because they are underground. Rats generally stay underground, isn't it? They make the hole and they stay underground. So when the entire forest catches fire, all animals, birds, whoever is there, they are caught in that fire. But the rats don't die because they are underground. Now all the Pandavas are looking at each other, what kind of parting message is this? Take care of mother, take care of children, eat properly, nothing. So Bhima, etc., they say, we always thought that this Vidura is something, some crackpot. Why? What is he saying? But Yudhishthira, throughout the journey, is thinking about this message of Vidura. Why? Because the literal meaning doesn't make sense at all. We are going for a tour and you are telling that when the forest catches fire, rats don't die because they are underground? What kind of message is this? But it is coming from authoritative source. Vidura is not a person who will just say anything just like that. He is not a madman. He is a very intelligent man. He is the main minister, chief minister of the king. He will not say anything unless he has got some hidden meaning to it. So Yudhishthira all the way keeps thinking, what does he want to convey? So the moment they reach there in that house built by Duryodhana and company, he tells to Bhima, his younger brother, he says, go around the house and check. Something is wrong somewhere. And when Bhima goes to check, he understands that this house is made up of wax. Now Yudhishthira connects the entire message of Vidura. What? The plan is to burn us in this house. But when the house will catch fire, if we have to save ourselves, we have to be underground. So with the help of Bhima and other brothers, they start to make an underground tunnel. And exactly that's what happens. One night when Kauravas have decided to burn the house, servants are there. But these Pandavas and Kunti, they have escaped through underground tunnel. What is the point? The point is not the story. The point is when the literal meaning doesn't make sense, but it comes from an authoritative source, we have to understand the implied meaning. Now here you see, Tattvamasi is said by Father Uddalaka Rishi to his dear son Shvetaketu, not once, 9 times. Will any father say anything to his dear son and student something which is not true? Not possible. He will speak truth. And not just once. He is telling it 9 times, means it is absolutely true. It is coming in Vedas, it is coming in Upanishads, which are final authority. But though it is coming in authoritative source, the literal meaning is not making sense. Why? Because Jiva and Ishvara are having viruddha dharma, are having opposite qualities, and therefore such cases we have to give up the literal meaning and we have to go to implied meaning. Is this understood? So when it is said Tattvamasi, what is our issue? That Tat cannot be Tvam. We are saying Tat is Ishvara, Tvam is Jiva. Ishvara cannot be Jiva. Why? Because there is Virodha. There is opposite qualities. Now let us understand, where is that opposite qualities? Next verse, verse number 243. See how beautifully Shankaracharya is building the topic. Verse number 243. tayorvirodho'yamupādhikalpito na vāstavaḥ kaścidupādhireṣaḥ īśasya māyā mahadādikāraṇaṃ jīvasya kāryaṃ śṛṇu pañcakośam. tayorvirodho'yamupādhikalpitah na vāstavaḥ kaścidupādhireṣaḥ īśasya māyā mahadādikāraṇaṃ jīvasya kāryaṃ śṛṇu pañcakośam. Tayorvirodhah, virodha, opposition, distinction. the opposition tayoho of the two. Ayam virodha, this opposition between the two, upādhikalpitaḥ, is imagined due to the upadhis, conditionings, na vāstavaḥ kaścid, and it is not actual difference. What is said? The distinction between Jiva and Ishvara is not actually between them. The distinction or the opposition is between the two upadhis that each one, they have. Upādhireṣaḥ, and what is the upadhi? īśasya upādhihi māyā. The upadhi of Ishvara is māyā. Māyā, total causal world. Māyā. Mahadādikāraṇaṃ, which is the cause even for mahat. Remember, mahat, tattva, etc. came from that Māyā, all that we have seen earlier. That Māyā, total upadhi, is the upadhi for Ishvara. Jīvasya upadhi, and the upadhi for Jiva, pañcakośam. Is this pañcakosha? The 5 sheaths means what? The causal body, the subtle body, the gross body. And what is it? Kāryaṃ. It is the effect. Māyā is the kārana, pañcakosha is the kārya. Māyā is the cause, pañcakosha is the effect. Māyā is the upadhi of Ishvara, pañcakosha is upadhi of Jiva. So point is what? The distinction and opposition between Jiva and Ishvara is not actually between Jiva and Ishvara, but is between their upadhis. Jiva's upadhi is pañcakosha, which is an effect. Ishvara's upadhi is Māyā, which is the cause. Between pañcakosha and Māyā, there is opposition, there is difference. Why? Because pañcakosha is individual, Māyā is total. So essentially, there is no difference. The difference only is between the upadhis. Are you getting? Example, wave and ocean. When it is said wave is ocean or ocean is wave, now what happens in our mind? No. What are you talking? Wave is so small, ocean is so big. Correct? How can wave be ocean? Individual wave, total ocean. But wave is conditioned water. Ocean is also conditioned water. The conditioning upadhi of the water for the totality ocean is huge, whereas for wave it is small. The conditioning is small or big. Water is same. True or no? As wave, it is different. As water, it is same. So the distinction between wave and ocean, here you understand, wave is Jiva, ocean is Ishvara, water is Brahman. Understanding? From that standpoint, there is no difference. Actually, there is no difference. You are touching the wave means you are touching ocean only. Isn't it? Generally, we go on seashore, on ocean, and we touch what? We touch wave only. But what do we say? I touched ocean. Why? Wave is ocean only. Essentially, they both are same. They both are one. Quantitatively, they both are different. And that quantitative difference is because of their upadhis, not because of their nature. Are you getting? So the seeming distinction or opposition that we see in Jiva and Ishvara is because of the upadhis that Jiva and Ishvara has got. Jiva has got a smaller upadhi, individual upadhi. Ishvara has got total upadhi, causal upadhi, karana upadhi, māyā upadhi. Jiva is what? Karya upadhi, pañcakośam upadhi. So the distinction or the opposition is due to the upadhis, due to the conditionings, not essentially. Correct? One more example. In our Indian thought, upadhi word is also used in other context. When somebody gets some kind of degree, we call it as upadhi. है कि नहीं? हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं ना, हम इसको उपाधि मिली है. क्या उपाधि मिली है? PhD, डॉक्टर उपाधि. Now you understand? Suppose I am a great doctor, world-renowned doctor. I am the head of council, medical council of India. If there is anything like that, okay, I have zero knowledge about medical field. I am just saying that suppose there is some such council, suppose I am the head of the council. But I am also somebody's husband. I may be head of council of all doctors, where all the doctors will listen to me. I am the authority. I am the one taking decision. I am allowed every freedom and everybody will be just there, ready to serve me. But the same me, when I come home, wife is the boss. I become servant. Whatever wife says, yes. I am washing my own plate. Not only my own plate, I am washing the plate of wife also. Who? Head of the council, medical council of India. You understand? Why? Because the power that I have there and power that I have here may be different, but I am same. I am same. Are you understanding? Upadhi is different. When I go there to attend that council meeting, I wear a suit, etc. At home, I am not wearing all that and sitting. I am sitting in house clothes, half pant. Isn't it kurta, some pajama, night dress? Upadhi is different. The person inside is same. In the same way, Jiva and Ishvara appear different, appear opposite because of their upadhis. Essentially, there is no difference, there is no opposition. Is this clear? śṛṇu, oh my dear, please listen. tayorvirodho'yamupādhikalpito na kaścid vāstavaḥ. Their difference, their opposition is only imagined because of the upadhis. It is not actual. īśasya upadhi esha upadhi māyā. Māyā is Ishvara's upadhi. mahadādikāraṇaṃ, which is the cause for mahat also. jīvasya upadhi pañcakośam. Individual's upadhi is pañcakośam, which is kāryaṃ, śṛṇu. Please listen that this is how it is. Essentially, there is no difference. The difference is only in the upadhis. Therefore what? Next verse. Verse number 244. Etavupādhi parajīvayostayoḥ samyag nirase na paro na jīvah rājyaṃ narendrasya bhatasya khetakah तयोरपोहे न भटो न राजा एतावुपाधि परजीवयोस्तयोः सम्यं निरासे न परो न जीवः राज्यं नरेन्द्रस्य भटस्य खेटकः tayorapohe na bhato na raja. Beautiful. He says, therefore, since we have now understood that the difference or the opposition is only because of upadhis and not actually, etau upadhi, dirgha upadhi. Why? Because dvivachana. Upadhi, upadhi, upadhayah. Etau, these two upadhis, para jivayoho, of para, of Ishvara and Jiva. Tayoho samyak nirase. When both these upadhis are well negated, are completely eliminated, nirase, sati saptami prayoga, samyak, well, when they are negated, when they are removed, na paraha, na jivaha. There is no Ishvara, there is no Jiva. The distinct factor is what? What is the factor which is creating opposition? It is the upadhi. The upadhi of Jiva and upadhi of Ishvara. Now you remove those upadhis, the distinction creating factor or the opposition creating factor, what remains? Oneness only remains. Why? Because the oneness remains, you can no more call this as Jiva, you can no more call this as Ishvara. Example. Narendrasya rajyam, rajyam kingdom, Narendra king, king's kingdom, bhatasya khetakaha, bhata means soldier, bhatasya khetaka means shield, soldiers use the shield, no? So king has kingdom, soldier has shield, but tayoho apohe, you remove the shield and you remove the kingdom. Na bhataha, na raja. There is no soldier, there is no king. Both become human beings. The distinction is because of the upadhis. You remove the upadhis, there is no distinction. There is no more Jiva, no more Ishvara. Jivatva in Jiva is because of individual upadhis. Ishvaratva in Ishvara is because of total upadhis. You remove the individual upadhi, remove the total upadhi, Jivatva is gone, Ishvaratva is gone. Therefore, it can no more be called as Jiva, no more be called as Ishvara. It can only be called as Brahman. Top point over. Are you understanding? The difference is because of upadhis. You remove the upadhis, there cannot be any difference. Okay, now you see perfection. What? After explaining logic, he has to say this is what Shruti also says. He has to. Why? Because he has to make sure that the yukti is in line with Shruti. So he says, see, now that you have understood logically, now this is what Shruti is also telling. Let us read next verse, verse number 245. अथात आदेश इति श्रुति स्वयं निषेधति ब्रह्मणि कल्पितं द्वयम् श्रुति प्रमाणानुगृहीत बोधात् तयोर्निरासः करणीय एव अथात आदेश इति श्रुति स्वयं निषेधति ब्रह्मणि कल्पितं द्वयम् श्रुति प्रमाणानुगृहीत बोधात् तयोर्निरासः करणीय एव. अथात आदेशः, na iti, na iti, nahi etasmaditi, na iti, anyat paramasti. Brihadaranyaka Shruti is there. Athat adeshah, ath, now, atah, therefore, adeshah. This is the upadesha, this is the teaching. What is the teaching? Neti, neti, not this, not this. Means what? Whatever you can understand as this is upadhi. Remove it. Athat adeshah iti shrutihi swayam nishedhati. The Shruti, the Veda herself itself, nishedhati, is negating. Is negating what? Brahmani kalpitam dvayam. The duality imagined in Brahman. What do you mean by the duality? Jiva is there, Brahman is there, duality. Brahman is there, world is there, duality. I am there and the world is there, duality. You see? Any kind of duality which is imagined is negated by the Shruti. Which is the Shruti? Athat adeshah na iti, na iti. Not this, not this, not this. You can see the world, remove the world. You can see Jiva, remove the Jiva. You can see Ishwar, remove the Ishwar. Maya, remove Maya. Whatever you see, you remove. So in this way, Shruti herself is telling this. And therefore, Shruti pramāṇa anugrihita bodhat. Bodhat, by the knowledge, anugrihita, which is gained by Shruti pramāṇa, by the authority of the scriptures, by that knowledge gained through the authoritative scripture, tayoho nirasaha karaniyah eva. Tayoho nirasaha, their elimination, negation, their means whose? Upadhis. Their elimination or negation, karaniyah eva, should certainly be done. Therefore, you have to drop everything about yourself and about total. Drop every single thing. See, the logic is, if we think of ourselves as something, we are limiting ourselves. Think about it. When I ask you, who are you? Describe yourself. Then what? I am a doctor. You are limiting to your profession. I am their mother. You are limiting yourself to your children. I am an Indian. You are limiting yourself. I am a Maharashtrian, I am a Keralite, I am a Mallu, I am a this. Every single concept of ourselves is limiting us. So if we think of ourselves as something, we are limiting ourselves. But if we become, nothing, if we drop everything, then we understand that we are everything. Wave, ocean. Wave has to drop its waveness. Ocean has to drop its oceanness. The moment it does, wave understands that I am that water, even higher than just ocean. See, as long as I am thinking myself to be wave, I am scared of the bigger wave and I am dashing on the smaller wave. This difference is coming from where? I am considering myself to be wave. And then what? I am going up, I am going up, oh, I am going down, I am going down. Each wave will have to go through this. Now I am becoming great, I am becoming wealthy, and now I am getting settled, and now I have family, and now then what? Then sine wave will go down. Then what? Now slowly my body is not working properly. Slowly I am dying, I am going to die. If you consider you are a wave, you will die. But the moment you understand that you are not a wave, you are not even the ocean, you are that water. Then what? Then I cannot die. Water cannot die. You are getting. So whatever I think about myself, whatever I think about the Lord or the world, I have to drop it. Tayoho nirāsah karanīyah eva. So when I drop these upadhis, what remains is one. There is no distinction of Jiva and Ishvara anymore. Okay. PG, one doubt. What? Do I have to drop everything? Why are you asking? Because just one verse before this topic started, you said that Brahman is aheyam, anupadeyam. Brahman cannot be dropped. If I drop everything, okay, body I drop, pranas I drop, mind I drop. I drop means what? I understand that I am not it. Fine. But how can I drop Satchidananda? Do I have to drop Satchidananda Swarup also? That is the next topic which is taken up. When it is said that you have to drop the upadhis, what all constitutes the upadhis? What is that you have to drop? And what is that you have to retain? Which cannot be dropped. That's the next topic we will see in the next session. Okay. Very, very important portion, Mahavakya Vichara. Right. Sufficient for today. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.